Good evening and welcome to Cardinal Mooney Girls Basketball on the Cougar Network. I'm CJ Benson.
And I'm Wyatt Lyons. And tonight the Lady Cougars host round 2 of the 3A District Playoffs.
Mooney is coming off a crazy first-round playoff win, winning 100-5.
While Academy of the Holy Names had a close match, only winning 35-32.
Mooney, led by all-time scorer Callie Barrett, are looking to go for another opportunity to get to states.
Don't sleep on the Holy Names. They're also looking to make another playoff run for themselves.
This is sure to be a good game, and we will see you all at the tip-off.
See you soon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Florida High School Athletic Association and Cardinal Mooney High School welcome you to the Patterson Gym for the District Tournament Competition in the 2024 FHSAA Class 3A Girls Basketball Championship. The FHSAA reminds you that interscholastic events are an extension of the classroom, and that lessons are best learned with proper respect is afforded to all. Please let your good sportsmanship show as you watch tonight's game. Please stand for prayer and remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Help me to be a good sport. I pray that I do not seek individual glory, but rather that I play for your glory and for the good of my team. I pray that all who play this game today are protected from physical harm, and my Lord help me to accept the bad breaks as part of the game. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Tonight's game is a semifinal contest between the visiting Academy of Holy Names and the Cardinal Mooney Cougars. Let's meet the teams. First, for Academy of Holy Names with a record of 13 wins and 13 losses, the non-starters. Number 1, Yaz Luzon. Number 2, Kayla Gibson. Number 15, Kate O'Brien. Number 21, Carolina Aguilas. Number 22, Bella Luciana. Number 23, Anna Perito. Number 24, Pat Banks. Starting for the Jaguars. Senior, number 3, Olivia Vargas. Senior, number 14, Sam Castro. Senior, number 31, Amy Scott. Junior, number 33, Gabby Teixeira. Sophomore, number 44, Jade Coleman.
Now for the home team, Cardinal Mooney, with a record of 17 wins and 9 losses. The non-starters. Number 1, Ava Bruno. Number 5, Josie Maloney. Number 11, London Guy. Number 20, Charlie Sedell. Number 22, Emily Wilson. Number 25, Avery Davis. Number 30, Brielle Butler. Starting for the Cougars. Junior, number 2, Talia Bussell. Senior, number 15, Samanique Simon. Senior, number 23, Riley Martin. Senior, number 12, sophomore, number 12, Maddie Leonard. Senior, number 21, Cal Barrett. The head coaches for the Jaguars, Chris Severini, and for the Cougars, Marlon Williams. The officials for tonight's game are from the Gulf Coast Basketball Association Sarasota. They are Sam Capone, Mark Courtney, and Greg Violet.
With all the introductions done, we will now head to the opening tip-off.
Here we go.
And it seems the Cougars will start off with Maddie Minery taking it off of the tip-off. She hands it off to Riley Martin. Number 23 gives it out to Simonique Simon. Back out to Barrett, back to Simon. Sybil Martin for 3. Good! And the Cougars start off hot. Pass it into number 3, Olivia Vargas, who gives it right back to Sam Castro, who passes it underneath to Coleman. Coleman trying to find options. Finds Castro. Castro giving it out and intercepted and tipped up by Martin, giving it to Simon. Martin taking it herself down the court, passing it way out to Busser. Busser will get double teamed here. They steal it from her. And Haley Scott and Talia Busser will get into a jump ball.
2 key players fighting already.
And it will be Holy Names ball. Passes it into Vargas. Vargas will take it down herself. Vargas making a move to the right, passing it underneath to Teixeira. Teixeira trying to make her way underneath into the paint, and they will call Teixeira for a travel.
It's Lady Cougars ball.
Busser will pass it into Martin here. Martin setting up the play. Martin out to Simon. Simon taking it herself, will pass it out to Barrett. Barrett right back to Simon, out to Martin again. Corner 3 will go again for Riley Martin.
Riley Martin being a key three-pointer in almost every single game, her and along with Talia Busser.
As Vargas making a move to make it her way to center court. Going around the right side, getting double teamed. Underneath to Teixeira. Teixeira making her way down the left, trying to go out in the paint. Goes to Castro. Castro underneath. Up and good for Castro. Holy Names gets on the board. Gives it to Simon, who gives it right back to Martin. Martin tosses it out to Simon, who gives it to Barrett. Barrett underneath, tipped up by Holy Names. And that would be Teixeira who takes it. Be a foul called. as Castro throws it in. Castro throw it out, tipped up by Simon, but will be taken by Scott. Scott Moody gonna move on Simon, who gives it out to Castro. Castro underneath to Teixeira. Teixeira getting almost stolen by Simon. Minery on her, and Minery will recover it. But
As we usually see, Minery's a brick wall. Her height, her stature, everything just blocks. I mean, she's great on her offense, but her defense is impeccable.
absolutely. Seems it will be Castro throwing in the ball for Academy of the Holy Names. Trying to find any of her options. Gets it, tipped by Simon, and it will be out on Simon as Castro is trying to get it out to Teixeira.
Looks like there's some signals being called.
Underneath and no good. Will be rebounded by Barrett. Barrett takes it down herself. Out to Martin. Martin finding Busser. Busser with fake three. Maddie for a three. Corner. Will go in and out. Rebound by Castro. Castro underneath to Teixeira. Teixeira making her way down the court. Teixeira guarded by Busser and Minery. Vargas going around the right, get underneath to Scott. Scott will take it in the paint. She misses up with the ball, and she will give it right back to the Cougars. Martin taking it down herself. Martin going underneath to Busser. Busser layup, and good.
Buster's always all in. Even if it means she has to dive onto the ground for it.
Castro gets out to Vargas. Vargas, and it was intercepted by Simon. Simon out to Martin. Martin layup. Good, and the Cougars take a double-digit score, leading 10-2.
I mean, I'm not really surprised, I have to say. Looking at the previous stats, I mean, Calvary Christian has only won their previous, the Academy of the Holy Names has only won against Calvary Christian 35-32, which is not much of a lead.
It's true.
I mean, compared to Cardinal Mooney, who's, blew the last game out of the water 100-5.
Yeah, that's a crazy score.
It's not even a comparison, let's be real.
Well, we'd like to take this time to thank you for tuning into the Cougar Network and watching tonight's broadcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on social media at cmhs.cougernetwork. That is cmhs.cougernetwork. Let's see if the Cougars can get a little bit more of a spark. I mean, their offense is doing pretty good, but Academy of the Holy Names needs to lock in as well.
I always say passing's a big part, but I mean, Cougars seem to be doing pretty good tonight so far. Honestly, Academy of the Holy Names, they just need to work on everything.
Absolutely. As we see Castro throwing into Teixeira here. And it looks like Academy of the Holy Names also did sub in number 44, Jay Coleman, onto the court. As it seems Teixeira will take it herself. Going down, finding options, finds Vargas. Vargas gives it right back out to Teixeira. Teixeira out to Castro. Castro out to Vargas. Vargas making her way on the left, stolen. Barrett misses. She grabs it and she gives it out to Martin. Martin underneath to Minery. Minery step. Good.
That was some incredible passing, some great teamwork. I mean, we love to see it.
Here we see a replay here as Teixeira takes it herself. Incredible teamwork by Mooney. Vargas, and it's stolen by Barrett again. Barrett, 1-2, and in for the easy layup.
Points are just stacking up. There's not much you can stop when the Cougars on a roll. Let's be real.
As Teixeira trying to set up a play here, seeing if there's anything that Holy Names can do. Almost gets it stolen again, gets out to Vargas, and it will be tipped off of Maddie Minery. As the Cougars sub in number 20, Charlie Scabelli, in for number 21, Callie Barrett. Very surprising substitution this early. Gets it out to Haley Scott. Scott, and it's stolen by Simon, and Simon will be tripped up.
First foul of the game called so far.
No, there's been a couple more fouls.
Really?
There has been.
3 or 4. Looks like Talia Buster's about to pass the ball into Riley Martin.
Martin takes it. Pass it up to Simon. Simon getting double teamed on the far side of the court. Scabelli takes it, trying not to get traveled. Maddie, step 2. Good. Quick and easy in. Kayla Gibson will take it for Academy of the Holy Names. Gibson will give it up to Shara. Shara making her way down the left side. Will go step underneath, and no foul called. Martin with the take. She cannot dribble, so she will give it to Busser. Busser right back out to Martin. Barton underneath to Minery. Minery, Busser, pump fake. Pass it out to Simon. Simon, floater. Foul called.
I really hope we don't
Holy
see a
Names.
repeat of the former game. It's just, there's so many fouls and violations called last game. It just kept the game going on forever.
It really did.
Longer than it needed to be.
As Simon goes to take her first shot here. And muscle memory just for Simon. As it seems, Holy Names will sub in number 23, Anna Prieto.
A lot of subbing in going so far, only for the first quarter.
And she was in for Gabriella Teixeira. As Simon goes to take her second shot. And in again. She would give it to Gibson. Gibson making her way down the right side of the court, trying to figure out anything she can do as she hands it out to Prieto. Prieto almost stolen, trying to find anything. She gives it right back out to Gibson. Gibson going around the right side, gets it right out, right back to Prieto. We've seen this matchup a lot. And stolen by Martin. Martin will give it underneath to Simon. Simon will go in for another easy layup for the Cardinal Mooney Cougars.
Raising the score, 20-2 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
Sam Castro with the ball, passing it out to Gibson. Gibson going around the left side, back out to Castro. Sun trying to get a steal. Everything's guarded up, but Gibson finds a hole and she shoots, and it is in for number 2, Kayla Gibson. Getting some more points on the board for Academy of the Holy Names is Simon. To Minery, to Martin. Martin, botched pass for the Cougars. As Castro will pass it in. Gibson taking it down. Gibson will go underneath to Coleman. Coleman in the paint, falls, and it will be recovered by Scott. Scott out to Gibson. Gibson for 3. Will go. Academy of the Holy Names getting a little bit more on the board now because of Kayla Gibson.
We might see a little bit more of a fair game tonight if it keeps going that way.
Buster for 3. Will go.
As we know, Talia Buster is a lead three-pointer. I mean, in one of her games alone, she had 9 three-pointers.
That's amazing. As Gibson goes underneath, and it's stepped up by Scabelli. Scabelli will take it. Scabelli going down the court. Pass it out to Buster. Buster for 3. Will go! Back-to-back threes for Talia Buster.
One after
And
another.
off of Martin.
Lady
And
Cougars seem to be on fire already.
as Holy Names takes the timeout here, look at replay over here. This is for the 3 by Talia. And it is in.
It's beautiful.
Cougars taking a massive lead at the start of this quarter. I mean, they have just been total dominance. Total dominance.
Not much of comparison. I mean, we saw a good three-pointer from Kayla Gibson, but I mean, when you have Talia Buster and you have Maddie Minery, we got amazing offense and defense. They combined, it's perfect. It's peanut butter and jelly.
The only thing Holy Names can do is to work on their passing. They keep passing to the same people, trying to make something work when it's not working as well as they want to.
They need to keep possession of the ball too, because they keep somehow going out of bounds or into Lady Cougars' hands. So see what they can do to improve.
Right out of the timeout, Gibson will get it. Gibson trying to make anything work here as she gets out to Castro. Castro going around the right side will give it right back to Gibson. Trying to set up a screen play. Out to Castro once again. Keep passing the ball between each other. Gibson. She will take it around the court. Gives it right back to Castro. Castro going underneath, and it is tipped and stolen by Minery. Minery will get it underneath to Martin. Martin 1-2, and in for the layup with the and one.
That was a perfect example of a perfect long pass. I mean, it was perfect. It was direct. It was right in between the two opponents. It was beautiful. Like, what do you call it? Academy of the Holy Names, their passing is horrible, and Mooney just the opposite of that. Mooney's passing is just great.
As she takes her in one shot, and it is in. Muscle memory again for the Cougars. Time winding down in the first quarter. Gibson gives it out to Castro once again. We've seen this give back and forth between these two. We're going to see if it changes a little bit. Gibson will give it right back out to Castro. Castro underneath and almost stolen. It is stolen by Scabelli. Scabelli taking it down. Martin, and another box pass for the Cougars, and it will be Academy of the Holy Names.
Maybe I called the passing a little bit too soon, because we've seen a couple botched passings, but hopefully they can keep going in the right direction.
Holy Names will take a buzzer beater shot here. It will be no good, and this will bring us to the end of our first quarter. Cougars lead 29-7.
I have to say, I would say I was surprised, but I'm really not. I mean, you look at the stats, take one glance, just read through the lines. I mean, it's there. There's not much to be said.
Cougars are looking to make another run. They have been making many state runs under this head coach. They're trying to see if they can do it again this year. However, they have always fallen short. Do you think they're going to fall short this year, or do you think they have a good chance to win it this year?
I mean, we could hope for the best, but I've seen a lot of improvement. I mean, as it's gone on, every player's gotten better, and they developed, and they've grown closer as a team, as you can see. I mean, I'm really hoping the best, and I think they will do it. I think one day, and I could say this year even. I mean, I think they could. I really do.
Well, only time will tell. As the Cougars seem to get in a little huddle here.
I mean, the coaching from the Cougars is amazing. Marlon Williams has been here since 2022, and he's been, every single year he's been here, he's been to a state championship. So it says something.
But can the Cougars seal the deal? That is the question, as the Cougars sub in a majority backup, actually an entire backup roster now. Number 1, Ava Bruno. Number 5, Josie Maloney. Number 20, number 30, Brielle Buckley. Number 22, Emily Wilson. And number 25, Avery Davis are now in. And it will remain Holy Names ball. Cougars subbing in early. That is a sign they want to keep the starters a little bit rested for this game. Underneath will go for number 31, Haley Scott.
Haley Scott leads her points per game at 11.4.
As Maloney with the ball, take it around, give it underneath to Buckley. Buckley out to Wilson. Wilson out to Davis. Davis for 3. No good. We'll get rebounded by Maloney. Maloney out to Wilson, and there will be a travel called on the Cougars.
It's a rare sighting. Cougars usually don't travel.
And they are now full court pressing Holy Names as they try to get it out. Wilson will block it. Wilson will get it out to Bruno. Bruno taking the ball herself. Will pump fake 3 out to Buckley. Buckley out to Davis. Davis underneath to Maloney. Maloney trying to find any sort of options. Gives it underneath to Buckley. Buckley. And there will be a foul called. It will be Cougar ball as Bruno goes to pass it in. Gets it out to Maloney, gives it out to Wilson. Wilson out to Bruno, but another botched pass for the Cougars.
Not a good thing. I mean, it's the 3rd or 4th botched passing. I hope this doesn't continue because it's definitely one of the weak spots. But we see number 33 take it down, loses possession.
Will lose possession. And she stays in bounds, barely. And there will be a foul called on Maloney.
Holy Names just need to get better at their ball passing and their possession keeping. I mean,
as Gibson goes to pass it in here. Gibson will give it out to Teixeira. Teixeira looking for any sort of option she can. Out to Gibson. Gibson for three. Will go. Gibson.
Gibson's definitely been a lead scorer in the game so far, having 3 3-pointers already.
Wilson taking it down. Wilson will go underneath to Bruno. Bruno out to Maloney. Maloney for a quick two. Will not go. And will be rebounded by Coleman. And there will be a foul called on the Cougars.
We're starting to see a little bit of a similarity to the last game. I mean, there's a lot of fouls being called. It's not a good thing.
And it's stolen, and the possession will go in and out of Maloney's hands. Teixeira with the ball. Teixeira taking it way down the left side of the court. Trying to push away. Needs to give a quick floater. No good. And they will give it to the Cougars. Buckley will pass it into Wilson. They do not press them. They will let the Cougars have time to set up the play here. Wilson giving it out to Maloney. Maloney back out to Wilson. Setting up screen play there was Buckley. Out to Davis. Davis back out to Maloney. Maloney out to Wilson. Wilson looking for any sort of options. Screen by Buckley. Out. Passing around a lot. Davis out to Bruno. Bruno for three. Will go. Number 1, Ava Bruno. Once again, the Cougars full court pressing here as Teixeira gets the ball. They're trying to make their way down. Teixeira will do it herself as she gets it out to Gibson. Gibson underneath to Coleman. Coleman layup, no good. Almost a rebound there for Buckley, and they will call a foul on number 30, Brielle Buckley. And Coleman will go and shoot for 2.
Got to see a replay here. Never mind. Technical difficulties again.
Coleman getting it off the backboard. As she goes to take her second shot here. Off the backboard once again. Cougar ball. Wilson taking it down for the Cougars. Out to Maloney. Maloney will get it right out to Wilson. Again, a quick exchange here between these two. A lot happens early. Maloney out to Davis. Davis out to Bruno. And there will be a travel called on number 25, Avery Davis. As we get a quick replay here of Ava Bruno's three. And it is in for the Cougars, but let's not miss the action here. Gets it out to Gibson. Gibson almost tipped up. Taylor gets out to Teixeira. Teixeira looking for options. She'll take it in the paint. 1-2. No layup, no good. And Buckley with the rebound and a foul called on Holy Names.
Teixeira definitely a lead scorer, and she has 2 points assists per game. I mean, she's definitely a leader on the team, and I mean, we've seen that definitely dominate compared to her teammates. I mean, she's giving all the instructions. She's always moving down. She needs some more help out there because she can't do it all herself.
And Academy of the Holy Names did sub in number 1, Yasmin Luzad, and number 3, Olivia Vargas is back in the game as well. Wilson will give it out to Davis. Davis underneath, tipped up by Vargas, and Cougar ball off the fingertips of Kayla Gibson.
Speaking of leadership, Josie Maloney's been definitely a leader out here. I mean, out of this lineup, she's the oldest for sure, and you know she's been doing a lot of. Is there a call being called here? Wait. All right, still Lady Cougars ball.
Rest figuring some things out. Maloney passes it over to Buckley. Buckley underneath will be tipped up by Coleman. Coleman will give it out to Castro. Castro taking it down the right side of the court, off Castro's foot, and it will be Cougar ball.
It's the dribbling and the possession losing. It's definitely the fault of Academy of Holy Names.
Cardinal Mooney will take it down. Center court, right out to Maloney. Back to Wilson. Wilson making some moves, go underneath, out to Maloney, underneath, out to Bruno. Bruno, pump fake. Right out to Davis, almost another box pass there. Underneath, out to Buckley. Buckley will go underneath. Back out to Dave, back out to Maloney. Maloney underneath to Wilson, and it will be Academy of the Holy Names ball as the Cougars call a timeout.
Looks like Brielle Buckley barely slipped over when she had possession of the ball.
So what are the comments on what we've seen in the second quarter of play here from the Cougars?
I mean, I must have said possession loss. It's just, you know, Academy of the Holy Names, they're passing. I mean, everything needs to improve. I mean, Gabrielle Textera, hopefully I'm saying her name right. I don't want to be butchering it, but she has 9.3 points per game. She's a leader out there. She's doing the most she can, but she's just not really getting much help from her teammates. And, you know, she's not necessarily, you know, the best player, but she could just have some more teammates, some help. I mean, she's doing everything herself.
Absolutely. And the Cougars, remember, they do have a mostly backup lineup here. So there will be some mistakes made.
But that's how you learn, right?
But that is true. That is how you learn. As Lazard takes it, she passes it out, intercepted by Maloney. Maloney take it down, has underneath to Bruno. Bruno 1-2, and it is in for the Cougars. Cougars speeding up the tempo as Ava Bruno full court presses. Gibson with the ball. Gibson making some moves. Underneath to Coleman. Coleman pushing her way into the paint. We'll give it underneath to Castro. Castro, it will be intercepted once again by Bruno. Bruno is taking it down herself. And she will pass it out to Maloney. Maloney out to Buckley. Buckley for two. No good. Trying to get the rebound here. And Castro will slow down a little bit. She gives it out to Lazard. Maloney playing defense on Lazard here. Get out to Vargas. Vargas almost stolen there by Bruno as Gibson takes it. Has the ball, making some moves. Gibson out to Vargas. Screen there by Gibson. Vargas will take it underneath, outside to Lazard. Lazard out to Castro. Castro setting up some plays. Castro taking it around with a screen by Coleman, and it will be in for Academy of the Holy Names. Wilson taking it down the court here. Gives it out to Maloney. Maloney underneath to Buckley. Buckley out to Davis. Davis for three. No good, and it will be off. Holy Names, and it will be Cougar ball.
It's definitely an interesting lineup for the Lady Cougars. I mean, we have some great defenders out here, such as Brielle Buckley.
Maloney will just take it in for a quick and easy layup. Maloney getting guarding Gibson here. Gibson trying to find any open option she can. Giving it out to Vargas. Vargas underneath to Coleman. Coleman will travel. And it will be Cougar ball as the Cougars sub in number 11, London Guy. In for number 25, Avery Davis. And it will be Maloney taking the ball. Maloney is a senior, so she will be one of the main leaders on this young Cougar lineup that they have in. As she gets out to London. London Guy for three. No good with the rebound by Lazard. It's trying to look like they're trying to push Lazard out of bounds. She gets it out to Gibson. Gibson to Vargas. Vargas around the right side of the paint, and she gives it to Lazard. Lazard trying to find her option. Gibson for three. No good, and it will be rebounded by Coleman. Coleman, and there will be a foul called. And it will be Cougar ball. As Academy of the Holy Names subs in number 33, Gabriella Teixeira, and number 31, Haley Scott. In for number 3, Olivia Vargas, and number 14, Sam Castro, as Wilson takes the ball. Wilson not seeing any options she likes. We'll just give it out to Maloney. Wilson will take it, telling Buckley to set up a screen. Buckley does. Gets it out to London Guy. Guy will give it out to Maloney.
Maloney seems to be giving some instruction here.
Maloney will go underneath, out to Bruno. Bruno for three. Whoa! No good. And almost a rebound there for Buckley, but it will be instead rebounded by Teixeira, and she will get fouled by Bruno.
Did you see a foul there? I sure did.
It looked like it was a tripping foul, probably.
Yeah.
As Gibson is passing it in for the Cougars. Teixeira with the ball. And setting up a screen on Bruno. Underneath. And it will be denied by Brielle Buckley. And it will remain a Holy Names ball.
Everything about Brielle Buckley is a perfect defender. Her stature, her attitude, her empathy, to her teammates. She's just a great team player.
They'll give it out to Coleman. And it will be Cougar ball with the last 36 seconds left in this first half. Wilson will give it to Buckley. Buckley right back to Wilson. Wilson will take it down here. Wilson scanning the court. Pass it out to Maloney. Wilson, get out to Guy. Guy will not see any options she likes. Almost there. Wilson out to Maloney. Maloney for two. Will go.
Maloney raises the score 38-16 with, I would say, 5 seconds left in the second quarter.
Gets it out to Teixeira. Teixeira will no good. There'll be a quick little replay here right before the end of the half of what just happened. Maloney underneath to Bruno. This was earlier in the quarter. Some quick little first half highlights that we like to see here. Well, interesting first half, I would say.
Totally. We saw some great plays out there. We saw some great passing. There's things to be improved on. When's there not, though? I definitely think Academy of the Holy Names has a lot to improve on if they want to somewhat save themselves, which, I don't want to say is impossible. And, yeah, I'm not a doubter. But they have a lot to work on, and,
They do, and the Cougars have been scoring a lot more. They've been scoring a lot. They've been moving the ball. They've been passing the ball around a lot. How can Holy Names stop them?
Honestly,
is there any way to stop them?
It would be a very rare chance. There's certain things that the Mooney has faults on. Their offense is very good. Their passing is very good. They could try and get in between that because Academy of the Holy Names have some tall people. So hopefully maybe they could get some tips off because we saw that a couple times. But so far, there's just nothing you can do to really shut them down. Once they're in a roll, they're just on a roll.
And that will do it for our first half analysis, and we will see you all at the beginning of the second half.
See you soon.
Welcome back. We are back.
We are.
As the Lady Cougars are leading here, 38-16. So, what can Academy of the Holy Names do to work on? What can they do to come back in this game?
We can see that they've reformed a little bit. I mean, we can see them warming up as we speak. Their shooting doesn't seem to have improved, but
You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that.
No.
But I think they need to work on their shooting. They need to work on their pass. I mean, there's a lot they need to work on, but there's a lot that they can also do to improve.
The one thing I will say about them is their spirit. They're very enthusiastic. Their coaches are, very happy, even right now, and seems like a good team.
Absolutely. Great culture there as the Cougars.
Culture is a team. You can make as many points and win as many games as possible, but if you're not having fun while doing it and you're not having a good support system, it means nothing.
Absolutely. As the Cougars bring in both their main starting lineup, it looks like Callie Barrett is out currently.
That's surprising.
I don't know if she's out with an injury. We will check up on that later in the night. As we get this game underway, Talia Busser will pass it into Martin. Seems though they went with their starting lineup with instead Scabelli instead of Callie Barrett. And Martin will just straight out the gate with a 3 for Martin.
No hesitation whatsoever.
Most of the Cougars do not hesitate when they take a 3. As Castro will give it out to Teixeira. Teixeira through the middle. Teixeira will give it right back out to Castro. Castro underneath will give it out to Scott. Scott for 2. Scott with a quick 2.
We saw a good shot there. Hopefully that's the right track for Academy of the Holy Names.
Minnery will give it out to Simon. Simon out to Scabelli. Scabelli right back to Simon. Martin tipped up. Minnery recovers. Minnery for 2. Will go in and out. Rebound there for Coleman. Give it out to Castro. Castro to Vargas. Vargas underneath to Coleman. Coleman up and good. Academy of the Holy Names finding a little spark as Martin takes it down.
Martin's keeping the ball, keeping it fast. Sydney Simon, great pass to Martin on the corner.
Maddie out to Talia Busser. Busser for a 3, and it is good for Talia Busser.
There's no estimation when it comes to Busser. She doesn't even think she can do it blindfolded. Easy 3-pointer, no problem.
And Castro has it, passing it out to Teixeira. And a screen there, and stolen by Simon. Simon will take it. Quick and easy layup in for the Cougars.
Cougars are always good, even in the first half, but they always somehow get better in the second half. They always reform, and they come back stronger and better.
As Vargas with the ball. She will give it right out to Castro. Castro underneath to Teixeira. Teixeira spin, floater, no good. Will get rebounded by Scott. Scott out to Teixeira. Teixeira pump fake. Underneath, no good once again, and will be off the fingertips of Coleman, and it will be Cardinal Mooney ball. And it will be Martin to pass it in to Minery. It will give it right back.
Starting lineup seems to be back on so far.
Simon will get tipped, and Vargas with the steal. We'll give it to Teixeira. Teixeira making her way down. Teixeira out to Castro. Castro in through the paint. In for the layup for Academy of the Holy Names. Minery will pass it into Martin. Cougars slowing down their game as they give it out to Simon. Almost stolen Simon with her dribble again. We give it out to Scabelli. Scabelli underneath to Minery. Minery for two. Easy layup there for Minery.
Minery's strong points, always her layups. I mean, she's so tall, no one could ever block her. I think I've only ever seen her get blocked once, and it wasn't even that good of a block.
As Teixeira takes it down. Floater. No good. Rebound by Martin. Martin will get the rebound. She will toss it over to Busser. Busser in for the layup. Talia Busser. Cougars have half 100. Underneath to Scott. Scott out to Teixeira and will be recovered by Teixeira.
Surprised that wasn't a back court violation, but I mean, whatever.
Castro will give it out to Teixeira again. Teixeira underneath, and it will remain in the hands of Academy of the Holy Names.
Wow. I mean, Academy of the Holy Names, they've improved a little bit with their passing and stuff, but honestly, their shooting, it's dreadful, in other words. But hey, we'll see some improvement, hopefully, and we can only hope for the best. You know, we want a fair game. So.
As Castro passes it in to Vargas. Vargas going around the outside, almost stolen by Simon. Scabelli on defense. Out to Teixeira. Teixeira for three. Will not go. Rebound by Coleman. Coleman will get fouled. And she will go to the line and shoot two.
As we've seen before, Coleman's definitely good at making her foul shots. Hopefully she can keep it going and raise the score a little bit more. She's a good shooter overall, even more than her three-pointers, but let's see.
This is our first free throw. She still has another opportunity to make it, as Kayla Gibson subs in for Gabriella Teixeira.
Looks like Minery's about to pass the ball in.
And it looks like they will sub in. Academy of the Holy Names will sub in number 23, Anna Prieto, in for number 44, Jay Coleman. Very surprising substitution there, as Simon gets out to Minery. Minery to Scabelli. Scabelli out to Busser. Not giving her the opportunity to shoot. They'll give it out to Martin. Martin underneath to Minery. Minery underneath Simon. Simon for two. Will go. Simon with a quick and easy layup.
Mooney's strong point is there's no selfishness. There's passing. No one hogs the ball, and it's a great feature on the Lady Cougars.
Gibson giving it out to Castro. Castro trying to make a move here on this stout Mooney defense. Gives it out to Vargas. Vargas gives it to Gibson. Gibson gets it out to Vargas again. These two always pass the ball around a lot. Vargas will get it out to Scott. Scott for three. Will go for Holy Names.
A beautiful three-pointer. Coach doesn't seem too happy about that one, the Academy of the Holy Names.
And Scabelli will shoot. No, and it will be Busser. Busser for three. It's good! Talia Busser for three.
I think that's her fourth or fifth three-pointer of the night. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, we kind of walk into these games expecting it now. She set the bar so high.
Castro taking it down. Scott now with the ball. Scott trying to find any options, and it will almost be stolen, but Castro, she will hand it out, almost blocked, no good, and it will be rebounded by Martin. Martin stops, shoots three. Good for the Cougars.
One after another.
Great three-pointer there, Riley Martin. And the Cougars extend their lead to 32.
Absolutely incredible.
Prieto with the ball, gives it out to Castro. Minery on Castro. Give it to Gibson. Gibson trying to find anything she can do. Sees an open teammate. Scott for three, and it is in.
Scott's third three-pointer of the night. Definitely a key player for Academy of the Holy Names.
To Simon. Simon will go to Martin. Martin for three. It is good! Riley Martin with another three-pointer, back-to-back threes.
We're seeing three-pointers on both sides of the ball, and it's great. I mean, it's not even the score at this point, it's just skill.
Gets it out to Gibson. Gibson, only a freshman, making a very big impact on this game for sure.
100%.
Vargas making her way around. Out to Prieto, who gives it right back to Gibson. Gibson gives it right back to Prieto. They keep passing the ball back and forth between each other. Finding any open options she can. She doesn't see anything. And a very good Mooney defense.
Good pump fake there.
She goes for three. It is good. Kayla Gibson.
Fourth three-pointer in a row we've seen. Just not in general from one person, but just overall.
High scoring game we have here as Simon takes the ball. Gets it out to Scabelli. Scabelli gives it right back to Simon, out to Martin. Martin will not get another opportunity. And there will be a foul on the Cougars.
Gotta say, we've seen some improvement in the foul territory. We haven't seen as many fouls. Number 2, Kayla Gibson's taking the ball down to the right-hand side of the court. Quickly pass over to number 14, Sam Castro.
As Vargas now has it. Intercepted by Scabelli. Scabelli gets a steal there off of a pass. Scabelli will take it down. In the final moments of this quarter approaching as Talia Busser goes for three. A rare miss for Talia Busser. Simon trying to get a steal, and it will be off the foot of Sam Castro, and it will be Cardinal Mooney ball.
As the ref hands the ball to Simonique Simon.
Simon finding any open options. She finds Scabelli open. Back out to Simon. Simon for three. No good. And it will get rebounded by Busser, and there will be a foul call.
Busser definitely fights for the ball at all times. I think I've seen her dive 3 times to the ball tonight. Very hard-working player. I mean, not only in her shooting territory, but just everywhere. Very well-rounded player. Got to give her credit for where it's due.
As she passes it into Martin. Martin goes for three. It is in for Riley Martin. And she gets another three-pointer in. Back-to-back-to-back threes for Riley Martin. And another three will not go. Rebounded by Scabelli. Scabelli will take it down through the middle of the points, and she will get fouled.
This game is not even competitive in my opinion. It's just all skill. I mean, we're just seeing, great passing. I would say more on Cougar side of the ball, but we've seen some amazing three-pointers on both sides of the ball. Even though the Academy of Holy Names is losing, their shooting has definitely improved. So, got to give them credit for that.
First shot here, and it is in for Scabelli. Scabelli now taking her second shot. Arena's dead silent. It is in for Scabelli. Pure silence is all she needed to make those shots. Final seconds, and gives it, and looks like Busser will not get the buzzer beater off. And that will do it for the third quarter.
We're about to see a replay here.
Quick little replay of some stuff that happened. Well, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the Cougar Network and watching tonight's broadcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on social media at cmhs.cougernetwork. That is cmhs.cougernetwork.
If your Lady Cougars win tonight, you can catch them back here in the district final match on Saturday. Tip-off time is to be determined, but make sure you're subscribed to the Cougar Network on YouTube to be notified once the game is set.
Turn those notifications on, please.
Gotta say,
I'm sure it's going to be a good game after what we have seen tonight from the Cougars.
I mean, this just seems like a warm-up game from the Cougars. I mean,
total domination.
It's total domination.
Academy of the Holy Names, they actually did not have too bad of a third quarter here.
No, not bad.
They definitely improved on everything we said they needed to improve on.
100%.
Sure.
I mean, it's night and day the difference between the second and third quarter. I mean, there's obviously improvement due in some more areas, but
it's just not enough to stop this Cougar team.
You just can't stop them. I mean, Talia Buster. I mean, three-pointer
after three-pointer. I mean, they
we can name names all night here. I mean, it's a team effort, and I gotta say, there's not just one player we could point out tonight. There's a multitude of them, and
it seems that the Cougars will keep in one of their main three-point shooters, Riley Martin.
Not surprised whatsoever.
With a mostly backup lineup again, except Riley Martin. Buckley on defense, almost intercepted there by Maloney. Get it out to Vargas, who will give it out to Gibson. Gibson for three, no good, and it will be rebounded by Martin. Gets it out to Davis. Davis looking for some options, maybe taking a shot here. No, she gets it out to Buckley. Buckley out to Wilson. Wilson, step, shoots. No good. No one there for the rebound except Davis, and Castro will keep the ball alive as she gets it out to Prieto. Prieto making her way down the court. Double teaming here. Castro out to Scott. Scott misses, and it will be off of Wilson, and it will remain in the hands of Holy Names.
Holy Names seem to keep messing up their shooting a little bit here, but hopefully they could regain. I mean, there was a three-point that was tipped off by Dominique Simon earlier.
They get it out to Castro. Castro making a crazy pass there. Out to Gibson, miss. Rebound by Maloney.
Maloney's moving quick to the basket.
Martin for three. No good. Almost thought we had another one there for her. That would have been crazy. As Gibson has the ball. Gibson out to Vargas. Vargas making her way through the paint. Stop, layup. Rebound for Martin. Making her way down the court. We'll pass underneath to Wilson. Wilson, step, layup, good.
Some amazing passing has been done tonight. I mean, we've seen some long passes from one side of the court to the complete opposite.
Castro trying to see if she can do anything as we reach about a quarter of the way done with this fourth quarter here. Castro with the ball. Gets it out to Gibson. Gibson out to Vargas. Vargas will step in the paint once again, and she will get fouled.
We've definitely seen some fouls throughout the game here. I mean, I would say, what, 2 or 3 games ago, we saw the most fouls ever. I mean, the game went on for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours.
That rivalry game between Cardinal Mooney and Riverview, they have those in-town rivals. Always bad blood between them.
Yeah. No excuse for too many fouls, though.
True. Scott takes underneath for 2. No good. Rebound by Buckley. Wilson takes it down herself. Wilson going down the court. Finds Davis. Davis for 3. No good. Will get rebounded by Maloney, though, as Martin finds her way to shoot. No good. And it will be rebounded by Holy Names. Maybe it will. Oh, they call a foul.
Maybe we talked a little bit too soon about the shooting because everyone seems to be going a little off from both sides of the ball. But I think it's just the nerves, you know, at the end of the game. If they slowed down, got some more composure, cooled down a little bit, I think they can improve on their shooting. I mean, the game's starting to get really fast. They're getting sped up on both sides of the ball.
And speaking of the game speeding up, we are at the point where the Cardinal Mooney Cougars have forced a mercy rule. That is when they score 30 or more points, the clock will keep running. And it will not stop at breaks or timeouts or free throws or anything like that. As she goes for 3, no good. Will be rebounded by Castro for 3. No good. Rebound by Buckley, who gives it straight to Martin.
Martin slowing the ball down, you know.
Giving it to Wilson, who wants to speed this game up a little bit. Gets it out to Davis, back out to Martin.
Wilson
setting anything up, out to Davis. Wilson underneath in the paint. Will get the quick and easy 2.
Wilson looked very determined there to get that point. She's moving around like crazy.
Maloney in the full court press, trying to get a steal on Vargas. Vargas very quick, makes her way down the court. Gets it to Sebelios. No good. Rebound.
Maloney's not playing any games here. I mean, Maloney looks very serious, very determined. I mean, she just keeps colliding with them. She could be playing football at this point.
And the Cougars will sub the #1 Ava Bruno in for Riley Martin. Looks like Holy Names will do the same, getting in another member of their team, Catalina Banks. And the Cougars will also sub in for Brielle Buckley, number 11, London Guy. As Wilson has the ball, and she will give it straight to Maloney. Those substitutions forced a little bit of time off the clock. We are nearly done with the fourth quarter here.
Cougars seem like they're trying to waste some time, though, just trying to get some points in.
Bruno for three. No good. Rebound by Wilson. Wilson gets out to Davis. Davis for three. Will not go. Rebound by Bruno. A lot of offensive rebounds here. Maloney for two. Will go. And the Cougars take their lead to 40. 72-32. And it will be off the fingertips of Vargas. And the Cougars will have the ball once again.
Cougars definitely are slowing down their game a little bit. I mean, they're trying to get some last points in there, trying to get everyone some points, but, you know, speed it up a little bit. Let's see how many points they can stack on. I mean, that's just my opinion.
The Cougars are getting play time to all the people who usually don't get it as much. A lot of the freshman players and even some of the younger sophomores, as Wilson goes for three, will not go. And it will be rebounded by Vargas, but stolen by Davis. As Maloney slows the tempo down, but Wilson finding her way into the paint. Jump. No good. And it will be in for Prieto. Prieto trying to make sure she does not lose control of the ball. She can get it out to Vargas. Vargas on a pump fake, gets it out to Prieto. Prieto for three. No good. Will get rebounded by Scott. Scott out. No good, and it will be rebounded by Wilson. Wilson finding an open lane. Will take it and will get fouled.
I mean, as we've seen, Wilson's definitely a key player.
Looks like they will call a foul on the Cougars here.
That's very surprising. Like I was saying, Wilson's definitely a key player. She's only a freshman, and she's just been a big part of this lineup in general. So it's really inspiring to see.
Vargas taking it down the court. Shoots for Scott. Three. No good. Rebounded by Scott. Scott gets her own rebound, and she will get fouled. And Scott will go to the line and shoot for two.
As the end of the game comes near, we're starting to see some last-minute fouls, some little jitters. I mean, of course, there's a last little, I would say, bit of aggressiveness towards the end, but...
And remember, the clock will not stop as she takes these free throws.
No, it will not.
This is her first one. So the clock will wind down as she takes her second shot here. It is no good, and it is rebounded by Maloney. Maloney taking the speed up a notch a little bit here. Wilson gets it out to London Guy. Guy shoots, no good. Rebounded. Out to Vargas. Botch pass.
Maloney's too fast.
Take it. She is really fast.
Extremely fast.
Maloney finds an open lane and foul.
Clearest foul I've
Will
ever
get
seen.
called.
I mean, this game is pretty much in the bag.
Seconds. And it looks like as Maloney takes her two shots here, the Cougars will be advancing to the district finals on Saturday.
Very exciting, and I cannot wait to see it.
Cougars having two very dominant performances. Second shot, no good. Clock will run. She will pass it in, and that will be game. The Cardinal Mooney Cougars advancing to the district championships, and they win it in style, 73-32.
Absolutely amazing game. We saw some great shots from both sides of the ball. I mean, even though it was a 40-point win by the Cougars, we saw some great sportsmanship tonight. Definitely a little bit amount of fouls that, you know, we never like to see, but it's just a part of the game.
Back-to-back dominant wins for the Cougars. Will they be able to keep it up in the next game? How do you think they will be able to keep it up?
Honestly, everything they did tonight, they amplified from the last game, and I think if they just continue on this path, everything will go smoothly. Just like last year's, I think they'll make it to states, and I think they have an amazing shot at winning. I truly believe that.
I do agree with you. Again, Saturday night, you will catch life here. Hopefully, the game will eventually be determined on what time, but you will find it on this on the Cougar Network at cmhs.cougernetwork on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe, turn on those notifications.
If you ever want to watch a previous game, that's also on there. I mean, I know
we definitely want to see more of these games for sure.
No,
as
100%.
these Cougars keep dominating in the playoffs. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I am CJ Benson.
And I'm Wyatt Lott. We saw a great game here tonight, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.